Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Christmas Eve. Got a good video today talking around Gallagher, Dragusin, and obviously kind of wanting to give you a bit of an update as to the debacle of that situation, as well as some really interesting news around Guirassy, the Stuttgart striker. So plenty to get into. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And yeah, just want to say, guys, happy Christmas. I hope you enjoy it. You look after yourselves. You watch a ton of football over the Christmas break. I'll probably be back on Boxing Day or the 27th doing videos, but just want to say thank you for all your support so far this year. It's been absolutely fantastic. You've made this journey very, very fun. And here's to doing this exact thing next Christmas. But anyway, let's jump in. Come on, let's talk footy. Let's start with Gallagher though. So at the moment, Chelsea are playing. He has been booked. I know you might be shocked to know he's been booked. If you ever put in a bet on, just throw some money on Gallagher getting booked. It seems to be quite a sure bet. If not, at least a foul. But in terms of Gallagher, it came from Sky Sports and Lyle Thomas, who said that Tottenham understood to have had the principles of a deal in place for Gallagher during the summer, but Chelsea opted not to sell him due to his impressive performances around the end of the window and a lack of viable alternatives in the market. I don't even think performances was a big thing. I think it's viable alternatives. They've probably been talking about getting a contract sorted probably since the summer, and Gallagher's just not having it. And I'm a bit bewildered, I guess, in that whole situation, because he's obviously going to want a pay bump because he's an England player. He seems to play quite a lot for England. He's captain at Chelsea at the moment. I don't know why Thiago Silva isn't, but that's another thing. He's going to want a decent pay rise, and I don't think Chelsea want to give it to him because they didn't want to give Mason Mount the pay rise, and Mason Mount's earning stupid money at Manchester United for not playing, which shows Chelsea were right to move on from Mason Mount. But with Gallagher, I always thought Gallagher was the Mount replacement, if you know what I mean. Not even though they're in the same team, and it was more about he's the Mount replacement. Then you're bringing in like a Saicedo, or you're bringing in a Lavia, or whatever you're bringing into midfielders, kind of like that player to go in behind Gallagher. But it just doesn't seem to be happening. And I've talked about it. He suits Ange's system. He suits what we're trying to do. He in that midfield yesterday probably would have gotten some decent minutes. Over African Cup of Nations, he's probably going to get some decent minutes. I just think in summer the deal was about 50 million, and I'm thinking that deal is going to be something in that ballpark again. And I don't know if Spurs are going to want to spend that kind of money unless Chelsea are going to help them do a favour by going loan with a buy option in the summer. Maybe give a few million this window and you buy them in the summer. But that I don't think truly suits Chelsea with the whole situation if they want to get a striker in now and kind of need to sell now. I know they're looking to sell Ian Maatsen, the left back. And they're going to get some good money for him. They'll get about 30 million from Maatsen because he's a decent player but doesn't seem to play. I don't think he's Poch's cup of tea. They might move on from Cucurella. I don't know. I know he's injured at the moment. They want to move on from Disassi, maybe a Badiashile. No doubt an attacking option or two. So all these things. But he is kind of Mr. Chelsea at the moment, and I know a lot of you sort of think that he's not coming to Spurs. He's Mr. Chelsea. Unfortunately, nowadays, players, if you're going to get sold, you're going to get sold. As much as you might ever say, in terms of, let's say if it was Arsenal, Spurs, or Real Madrid buying him, he's going to go, look, I want to go Real Madrid. They go, and Chelsea will go, look, they've not offered as much money as the other two clubs, but yeah, go on, we'll try and help you out. In this situation, when Spurs seem to be like the most prevalent option, they're going to go, mate, we need to sell you. We need money for strikers. We need to sell you. You're going to Spurs. And on the face of things, he'll be disappointed. He's a Chelsea boy. Regardless of Spurs great, Chelsea rubbish, or Chelsea great, Spurs rubbish, he's a Chelsea boy. But who you support isn't a big thing in football. Roy Keane, he's a Spurs fan. Did he ever play for Spurs? Played for Man United. Ben Foster is a Spurs fan. Didn't play for Spurs. Played for clubs all around us, It's just not that big of a deal anymore, all right? Let's talk, though, in Radu Dragusin. So it came from Romano, and this is why this situation confuses me. We thought he signed a contract. We're not sure. But anyway, he said that he understands Tottenham director Johan Lange, or Lange, however you want to say it, was in attendance at Genoa Juventus last week to monitor Radu Dragusin. No formal approach to Genoa yet, but Spurs keep a close eye on Dragusin. Jean-Claire Todibo higher on the list, and talks still on, but not advanced / close yet, which that last part doesn't shock anyone. I think we've had that breakthrough that Todibo wants to move, and we have that breakthrough that Nice won't stand in his way in terms of you have to go to Man United, right? They obviously won't want to really sell him, but if they get a good deal, they will. But this makes me a little bit nervous because Todibo is obviously one of the best centre-halves we've been linked to. And it feels like his plan A, but plan A is a bit expensive, it's going to take a lot of work. How about plan C? It was a little bit cheaper and a little bit easier for us to do. And that's why I'm nervous about the Dragusin situation. It's not to say Dragusin's a bad player. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Todibo seems to be the main guy, and it would feel weird to not go for the main guy that Ange wants in the position that Ange wants the most. That doesn't feel like you're truly backing. That feels like, no, we'll back you. To a degree, though, we're not going to do everything for you, and that's my issue with it. The whole situation with Dragusin is so confusing, and that's another thing. Do we want to be really getting into bed with someone whose agent is so talkative, who plays the media for fools? Seems to be a bit difficult, but, good for his own client, but difficult to everyone else. I wouldn't want that. I'm nervous, but just go and get to Debo. Stop messing around. And let's end with some Guirassy news. It came from the Sun, and it says Stuttgart striker Serhou Guirassy would prefer a move to Spurs over Man United in a January transfer window. Now, on Guirassy, look, people go, it reeks of a flop, and he's not going to go well. And my whole thing is, hang on, you think that because of his release clause, right? That's what you think, which I get. I totally get, by the way, not an issue there. My thing is, well, hang on. He scored loads of goals in the Bundesliga, loads of goals in the Bundesliga for a team that isn't one of the big boys, right? He's quite cheap. He's in the middle of his prime. Even if he only played for you for 3 years, if you're spending about £15 million, it might as well be like a loan deal. It's that kind of cheap. And you probably sell him on for a few million at the end anyway, so actually it works out to being really cheap. And people talk about African Cup of Nations. I want to make you aware. In January, we play 3 times. 5th of Jan, we play Burnley. In the middle of Jan, I think it's like the 14th, we play Manchester United away. And at the end of the month, on the 31st, literally the end of the month, we play Brentford. So African Cup of Nations in that regard, and the Asia Cup, doesn't really have a huge impact. I think everyone thought we played 6 or 7 times. We played 3 times. We played Burnley in the FA Cup and we played Brentford at home. Not 2 massive clubs. Yes, Man United away is not an easy one, but the other 2 clubs aren't massive clubs. Not to say that we can't beat them or we'd lose them. I'm just saying it's not like you're playing City away or Arsenal away. I know we've already done those, but you just get my point. For Grassi, wouldn't you want another guy up there that's fairly cheap but scores goals? We need another guy in there. And I could probably stomach not having him for January if we get him for February onwards. Then you've got Richie and him that can play in the striker role. You've got Solomon and Sonny that play the left wing with Brian Hill floating between there and the right wing where you've got Johnson and Kulusevski. With a Vlies in there, with a Donnelly and all these guys. If you sign a Grassi, maybe you go, actually, Donnelly wouldn't get you out on loan. Wouldn't get you some minutes out on loan at a League One club, or a Championship club. I have no issues with that person. I'd rather him get the minutes than sitting on the bench with the first team. I just think also it's a fairly cheap option, but he's still a good option. And if you still move your Charles in the summer, you can still get another striker in the summer. There you go. There's our main 2 guys. I have no issues with it. Personally, I have no issues. I just know that I think we look at centre-back and midfield as the main 2 options. And that's why I would want Spurs to look actually mostly, to be honest. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below your thoughts, feelings about Gallagher, Dragusin, and obviously Guirassy. I want to know your thoughts and feelings about all of that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and ring the bell notifications for more. Enjoy your Christmas, lads. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, lads.